Everybody has a podcast.
As long as I'm alive, we gon' keep on making. As long as I'm alive, we gon' keep on making. As long as I'm alive, we gon' keep on making.
Hey now. What up? 9:33. In the place to be. 7/8/2024. What up? Hello. You had a good weekend. Weekend out there in podcast land. Or am I in podcast land? That is the question, my friends.
Jay Wiggy, take out the trash!
What it do? I think we had some technical errors. Can you hear me
Yo,
loud and clear?
you're there, man. What's up?
Gotcha. I think I was lagging for a second. I feel like I'm lagging in podcast land, and personally, I'm dragging a little tonight, but I'm feeling good. You know why I'm feeling good, Grant Mills? The Xbox came in this weekend, and you got yours too, right? The new Xbox Series X.
Got it today.
Have you had time to fuck with it or do anything?
Set it up and not much else.
Gotcha. Yeah, same here. I was able to bring over the games from Xbox One, and like Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, MLB The Show. It took a while because it downloaded them. I guess those were all digital downloads, and so I had to re-download them, but it did sync my old games back, so I didn't lose anything, which was awesome. I tried playing some of them, didn't really get into it too much, but I can tell this machine, the system, is much more crisp and a beautiful work of art. I guess it's time to welcome you and I into the next generation of gaming, right? Because these things have been out 2 years now.
Yeah, I tried to put it off, but with the release of 2025, which I did order on Amazon, and I'm thinking they're going to send the hard copy. That's
Okay,
what they
cool.
do, right? I mean, anyway, we'll see. That's what under my impression, or you would just get it off the system if you wanted a digital copy, I would think. But
I would
anyway,
think either way is fine.
yeah. So tried to. I was going to get the PS5, but I don't want to get a PlayStation again. I've gotten the last two PlayStation um, iterations, if you will, and time for something different. I don't know. I just the last Xbox I had was the very first one. So,
Really?
Yep.
Man. Yeah, it was a tough call on the PS5. I took some shit from some of my friends on going Xbox versus PS5. At the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong either or. My final decision was one. Obviously, I had an Xbox One. I had some digital download games I wanted to bring over. It doesn't make sense to have two systems sitting out here. I want to just make it clean looking, download all my shit. Apparently, the controllers also work for Xbox One, Xbox Series X, which is also another good budget-minded move because I had two controllers for the Xbox One. So now I have three controllers for the Series X. So if the homeboys come over, we want to bust out some NC Double. I've already got three controllers, all wireless, ready to go. So that was another cool move. Speaking of NC Double, did you see today the gameplay video dropped?
I did not see that.
Looks pretty good. Some people were saying that looked a little similar to Madden. Some people were saying this looks new and unique. Just a few takeaways. They do have touchdown celebrations, which is fucking awesome. I think that looks pretty cool. Some different option versions. You can strong pitcher option. You can kind of toss it a little bit easier. You can fake the option. That was another deep dive. The fatigue that they had in the games past, I know at least in 14, I think 13 had it as well, has been replaced by more of a wear and tear. So if you take a hard hit from a linebacker and you're a quarterback to your right arm could potentially start throwing worse passes, things like that. So they've really gone into detail with it. They had what's his name, running back from Michigan. I forget his name now. He was playing with one of the guys online that does video game reviews and whatnot. But it looked really fun, though, man. I don't think that, one, if you come out the gate criticizing this game that we've been talking about for 2 years now and hasn't been marketed for 11 over a decade, dude, fuck off. This is the reiteration, the rebirth. We're coming back. And the only thing they can do from now on is just get better, right? So, looking forward to it. It looks good.
Yeah, buddy. How's your 4th of July? Did you get out and bust some fireworks with the kids?
You know what? We did go downtown. We saw some fireworks. That was pretty cool. Went over to a friend's house, had a few cocktails. Nothing crazy. We watched them. Didn't really, I don't think we grilled really anything. I don't think we went too crazy this year. I didn't buy any fireworks, but I know they've gotten, we did last year. Man, those have gotten much more expensive. We talked about this on the podcast last week. What I used to spend as a kid, $50 would get you those huge wrapped up plastic variety packs. Man, you gotta drop 200, 300 for that now.
Whoa, buddy.
Inflation. It's getting everybody. What about yourself? Did you do anything fun? Did you kind of chill? Just take it easy?
I didn't need much of anything, man. I've been staying in lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I did watch the fireworks. They're right outside my window. I can go right out and they're right there.
That'd be cool.
So that was all right. It's kind of the same shit every year, so nothing, no big surprises, but it wasn't bad. I just didn't really do too much, man. It's I don't know, nothing. It's too damn hot. Number one.
I agree. It's hot as fuck.
And Yeah, man, just don't have any motivation to go do anything. I need to just make myself go out and do something this weekend or something, man. I don't know, dude. I'm getting way too comfortable with just staying at home all goddamn weekend, which gets kind of sucky.
Yeah, it does. I've been in the same boat though. I'm typically more of an outdoorsy kind of guy, and I still try to get a walk in the evening around the neighborhood. But man, it is too humid. I mean, it's stank humid. Not even I can usually deal with it and tolerate it. Like when we were out in Arizona, man, that was hot. But this unbearable humidity with the heat is bullshit.
Yeah, it's definitely brutal.
You know what we should do, and I'm being serious too. We should hit up Big Mustard, go to his pool.
Oh, he's got a pool. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, he's got it at the complex. He's invited us down a couple times. He's mentioned it, and we actually need to just take him up on it. Just show up down there.
That'd be funny.
But
Oh!
it does look nice.
It does sound nice because it's way too hot out there, folks, to be doing shit. But hey, sometimes you gotta do shit, I guess. So,
Sometimes.
sometimes you gotta do. I did check out some cool documentary kind of shit this weekend, as I always do.
Oh,
Um, so there's this one on. Let's see, which one should I talk about first? There was this one. On Vice, and it's about this place called the Villages. Now, the actual name of this, it's not the name of the documentary, but the name of the documentary is Golf, Booze, and Guns Inside Boomer Paradise, The Bubble. Um, Vice, the short list, they have these documentaries on like a bunch of different shit. Anyway, this one was like 2.5 hours, and it wasn't what I kind of thought it was because I read the Golf, Booze, and Guns and all this. I'm like, what is this? So I click on it, and it's actually about this retirement community in Florida called the Villages. It was a European girl and I guess a couple of other people that did this documentary. The short list is, like I was saying, it's basically a bunch of different documentaries that Vice has with different documenters, I guess, uh, is what they would be called, or filmmakers that do these things, and they have all kind of, Vice has all kind of different. They got another one called High Society, and My Life Online. Yeah, several different kind of series.
right.
Like that. So I get into this, and basically, it's this huge retirement community. I mean, it's huge. It's like, and it keeps growing. I think it was 18,000. I don't know. I don't know how many acres this thing is. It's huge anyway in Florida, and basically, it's you know when we think about a retirement community, we think about going to like a retirement home and ultimately sitting around like dying, I guess. This is a little bit different. It's mostly all white people, and it's like a huge community, like you would just like a they got their own everything, like their own radio station, newspaper. It's like a huge bubble that these people live in, and they're older, of course. That's what it is. It's a retirement community, pretty much, and they have all kinds of shit there. They got their own golf course, like their own downtown, and then their houses and everything, um, and basically it's kind of like the people who are doing this from Europe. Their concept of that kind of thing, they don't have that really out in Europe, and so she was looking for something, some I guess content or some documentary to do, and she decided on this, the Villages, and so it was kind of different too because it was not there was people in there. It was like a few couples and people that they talked to, but it was not a lot. Like you think of some documentaries, it's just they have these parts in it where it's not. It's just kind of showing the place,
Right.
and how big it is and what people are doing. And so they have all kind of restaurants there. They have these couples that are, of course, older, and they're there, and it's a different, like, so the one lady said you can be as active as you want to be or not active at all, kind of deal, right? So these people try to keep active instead of just sitting around in a room, and they go out, they play golf, they karaoke, they have friends, bicycling, whatever you can think of to kind of keep busy out there. And it's interesting because it kind of flips it, and everybody is gonna get old, and you can think about, oh man, what is my life like when I get old now? All of us aren't gonna get old. I mean, I might die of a massive coronary tonight, but usually, you know what I mean. A lot of people get old, right? Okay, and so this kind of flips it on its head of like, what do you think about when you think about getting old? You think, getting old, life kind of. When we think about old people, especially in um, the Western society out here, we think of them being useless old fucks, and it's terrible because that's
Right.
not how it should be. But they think, oh, we go into a retirement community. What is that? I'm going to sit around in my bed and shit myself, and then people come in and take care of me until I die, kind of thing. It's just depressing. But this is they're going, they're living. The lady was like, this will add 10 years onto your life. The interesting thing about this, though, it also is um, it shows the positive and the negative. Like they did uh, a very good job of showing. It was a very even film. So you have the positivity of the older people living life and everything, but you also have, because this place is so, it's getting out of control. They're building crazy time. So it's been around since the 70s. And you have these people that it's driving people out of their land. Some people have these patches of land, farmland. They're the people that were here before everything. Also, this place uses a fuck ton of water. So
Huh.
there's some places that have these sinkholes all in it. And it's like, man, that can't be good. Gonna run out of water, this time at this kind of thing, because they use an astronomical amount of water in this community, and it only keeps growing. So you have these people also that are getting pushed out because they're buying up all the land, and if you don't sell, then they'll just build around you. You see those people. There was a lady that had a family grave site there. Um, and her spot she doesn't want to give up, and so they just built around it on either side. You can see fucking golf courses all the way to her family's fucking grave site. So um, it's definitely an interesting watch. We want to check that out, the villages. And so yeah, and then some of it is they have all these gates all around, but it's actually on public. Those roads are public, supposed to be public access, pay for. It's a public, state thing or whatever. And so it's just a lot to kind of take in. It kind of makes you think a little bit too about getting older and what is going to happen when you get older. Are you going to go to a community like this? What's going to happen? Um, there's an old dude in the karaoke bar busting out "Creep" by Radiohead. It's kind of funny.
Well done.
Yeah, you have older people acting younger, and I think it's good. I mean, the older people now, and even us when we get old, will be different from older people and than was older people back in the day, right? Back
Right.
in the day, people seemed like they aged different.
I think they did. I think they adopted that mentality as well. And I also think nowadays we have so much to keep us young. There's so many options to keep us young. A lot of the people before us, and I can't speak to the, well, I guess maybe a little bit, but at least our parents and especially grandparents, that generation, man, was raised on hard times. And they aged a hell of a lot faster, and they did not have really a positive, don't want to say negative, but really a positive outlook for old age. You just kind of got old. If you, I will get into what I've been watching this week, but it ties in. I've been watching Unsolved Mysteries from from early '90s, and I actually showed my wife last night. We were watching one of them, and they were like, "He's 49 years old, and he's out there." And they showed his picture, and the motherfucker at 49 looked like Santa Claus. I mean, he had the gray beard, gray hair, kind of well groomed, but he looked 70. And I'm like, dude, he's 49. Like, I think of our homeboy, the news anchor. Dude, he's 46, 47. And he looks
Right.
fantastic for his age. And yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. And you got to think about what you're going to do in your future. For me, that's one reason, I think exercise and staying in shape is really poignant. It used to be more for aesthetics, but as I've gotten older, I want to feel, as young as I can. I don't want to be one of those people you see when they get that hunch in their back. That's called, sarcopenia. That's when you're losing your muscle mass or mass you've never had, and your body's starting to get weak. So you start hunching over. It's obviously not a good thing, but you see a lot of older people. You're like, damn, he hunched over. It looks like a snake with scoliosis.
Definitely
And I'm not,
good.
yeah, and I'm not trying to pick on the old folks out there, man, but it's one of those things you got to invest into it now. People always want to talk about your retirement and your money. That's fine. But what are you going to do when you get there with that money if you can't move and you're not mobile? So it makes you think. That's really I need to check out that documentary, but I've heard a lot about the villages. Isn't that also like the STD capital of the United States?
I'm not sure about that. They didn't really get into anything like that. So, I mean, there were, she was talking about, couples and stuff, and now that was kind of cool that see couples in their 80s still dancing around and
They should
acting
be.
young and everything, but they didn't get into that. That
Okay.
wasn't really a topic.
Gotcha. What do you want to do for being retired one day? Do you have any plans or?
Man, I don't know, dude. I don't want to get too old though. I don't want to get too old. Let me get up out of here around about 55, 60 maybe. I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds bad, but I'm not even that. It's just if I can't like wipe my own ass, I don't want to be here. Like, that's not fun. I
No,
definitely want to be in a fucking home somewhere getting took care of by some fuckers. I don't want that. Definitely not. So
I agree with that. I told I told my wife that too. Man, morbid fucks. I said that I don't want to be a burden on my kids and shit. And I'd probably just if I got to that point where I recognize that's happening, I'd probably just go off into the sunset somewhere, find a cabin way out in the Midwest, and have one of those bowls of oatmeal with a bunch of painkillers or something. Call it a night.
right.
Uh,
Yeah,
man,
man, it's pretty sobering to think about.
it is, but I mean, it's also just part of life. It's natural. Everybody that's born dies, and not everybody gets old though. And so, when you do get to that age, you're not going to live forever. And so, yeah, I mean, it's sobering, but it's reality. It is what it is. I think that's after my granddad passed, man, it kind of made me realize, like, it doesn't bother me anymore. Do I want to pass now? No, everything's pretty good. But I'm with you. If I get to a point in my life where I'm having trouble wiping my own ass, I'm not trying to make light of it. But dude, you see that and it's sad. Like, somebody having to spoon feed like an old man and stuff. Dude, I don't want to live like that.
I know. I mean, fucking who wants to live like that?
Yeah, you gotta spoon feed me and shit, man. Spoon feed me some cyanide or some shit.
Yeah, I want to get up out of here.
Yeah, call it a day. But well, in happier, or more depressing news, I don't know which one this is. I did look it up. Why is the Villages known as the STD capital of America?
So it is known as the STD capital.
Yeah, this is from the Tampa Bay Times,
Mm.
unpacking the most notorious myth about Florida's largest retirement community. And you're not kidding. They have like a bridge over the interstate. This is the Villages with golf carts going over it. That thing is a
Oh
monster.
yeah, everybody's got like golf carts too in this place.
That is crazy.
So it actually looks cool though. I mean, hell, if I was old, I'd love to fucking be out there. It looks awesome. I mean,
Now, is it so? It's and you probably said it, and forgive me if I overlooked it. Is it its own town? Is it its own
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
community, I guess, and like they have their own radio station, they have their own
oh,
um, newspaper, you know, that kind of deal. So yeah, it's like they live in a bubble. These people,
okay.
and so definitely an interesting watch.
That's
It's
that's
I don't know,
funny.
but I kind of felt sorry for the people they're pushing out people that have lived on their land for who knows how long, generations, and now
Right.
this fucking community comes here and it's just kind of you know doing its thing, building over everything. So you got that point of view as well. So it's definitely an interesting documentary.
Yeah. This reminds me of Sun City, Arizona. When I lived out there, Sun City, I worked with a guy. He was an older retiree. I worked security when I was working through college. And he was an older guy, had retired for years. He's probably in his 70s. There's actually a couple of them, but he lived in Sun City, and I didn't know it was a retirement community. And he told me, you had to be 55 plus to live there, but it's an actual city. And so it's kind of like that. Really pretty city, golf courses, some ponds in there, out in AZ. All, all for the senior citizen who wants to live their most active life.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
I always asked him what he did and stuff, and he said he was in a metal club. I was like, oh, like metal music? He's like, no, motherfucker, we actually do make shit out of metal. It's like,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
A metal fabrication club.
a metal fabrication club, and he also was a advocate, a big bowler, big bowling advocate, and or practitioner, whatever the fuck word you want to use. So they did a lot, though, man. I think that's actually pretty cool, though. I mean, I guess that's a better way to live out your golden years than uh, I don't know. I thought my grandparents were pretty cool as a kid, but some of them. I went to some of my buddies' grandparents' house. Man, they lived in like those dank old mothball smelling ass bungalows, in the middle of nowhere. And you go to their house, and it's like so boring and just terrible. It's like, ugh, ugh.
Yes, that would suck.
Yeah.
But oh gee,
Real trap shit.
Yeah, I was listening on the other line about depressed by y'all's dumbasses.
Oh god, it's Whis.
what Will?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Whis.
How was your weekend?
I mean, me and baby shot fireworks and did all kind of fun stuff and some parades and stuff. It was pretty cool.
That's nice. I'm glad you had a good time. To see you again, or hear from you again. And so yeah, there it is. Wes Creever decided to make an appearance.
I mean, I'm sorry I had to call in. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, yeah.
Oh, you don't tell your job that.
I'm on.
Hmm.
Eh,
Yeah.
eh,
Oh.
eh.
All right. Well, I did have sex with a girl this weekend.
Oh, I imagine it wasn't at the villages.
Not at the villages. This was not at the villages. But she was so fat. She had two stomachs, one for meat and one for vegetables.
Oh my god, yeah.
That gave me a chuckle. I like that one.
Yo, yo, yo. Man. Ugh. Ugh. The Xbox has been updating. I know we told you guys we're getting down on next gen systems. All we're waiting on is July the 19th for the official release date of NC Double, and that should be. We should do a double review on that or something.
We will do a double review on that. My understanding too, so I think I messaged you on that, but I'll tell our lovely listeners. I went to GameStop. They had one beside the gym, and I was like, you know what? It's right there. I haven't been in GameStop in ages. Let me go check it out and just ask the guy what's better? Because now as I've gotten older, I don't buy games as much. Do I do a digital download? Can I buy a hard copy? Do they do the midnight release like they used to? Here's exactly what he told me. He said they don't do a midnight release anymore, but they should actually release it Thursday at 8 o'clock. So Friday's technically the release day, but they should be able to let you have your copy, because I went ahead and paid for mine pre-order that Thursday evening at 8. What sucks, but is that next week I'm actually doing on-call work. Of course, the one time a year I have to be on call 24/7, the whole week is the week NCAA drops. But I'm done that Friday, so I may take the following Monday, the 22nd, off and just kind of play some NCAA and shit. But that's my understanding. I will get a hard copy. I'm planning next Thursday at 8 to go up there, pick up my hard copy. He said that store alone already had 200 pre-orders, 200 plus pre-orders. So this game's hot, man. Everybody's wanting it.
Baby said I got a hard copy, yeah.
What? Anyway, Whis acting a goddamn fool. I thought about GameStop, but the GameStop by me is kind of hood rich. So I gotta, and then they don't, like you said, they don't do midnight releases. So that's why I'm saying that. I mean, if they did, I'm not gonna be down there with a bunch of stanky nerdos sitting in line at fucking 12 in the morning or whatever. How that used to go.
Right.
Anyway, the one down here you wouldn't want to. You get shot in your ass. It's in the hood. So I'm just gonna roll with the Amazon copy, and we'll see when I get that, and go from there. As far as any gameplay reviews and whatnot, you know what I mean.
That'll give us a chance to do a deep dive that weekend. We get it Thursday or Friday, whenever it comes. It'll be here. We got the whole weekend. I may see if I can get that Monday off just to drop some extra time on it. I've been waiting for this 11 years now. What's a day off at this point? I have the time. So I'm excited. What are you looking most forward to? Are you trying to get down on like an online dynasty? Just play a regular dynasty on yourself? Do you just usually go head to head? How do you usually, or road to glory even?
I've never done the dynasty or the road to glory stuff. I usually just get on and play and get gameplay in. I don't know. I might have to do something like a dynasty or road to glory or something like that and see how that goes. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I've always been a dynasty guy, and I love the recruiting. And now looking at how in depth this recruiting is, you're getting them out of high school, and how you can social medias in this game and the transfer portal and things like that. Man, I think that's almost as much fun as actually playing football, seeing where these guys you can recruit, who you can steal from the transfer portal, how they can develop, and actually being a coach and running the whole program. So I think that's going to be half the fun with this one. The online dynasty I'm excited about. I think you and I, obviously with the Xbox, we talked about this for a while. I think when it broke in April, we mentioned that the online dynasty might not be cross-platform. I don't think it is, but you and I won't have that problem. We can set up our own and, be in an online dynasty together. And I know a couple of people. I know our boy out in Arizona, he's also an Xbox guy, and there's a few others that may want to join us. I've never done an online dynasty. Have you? Well, you said you haven't really done it. I know they had it for 14 back in the day, but I never really got down on that.
No, I'll usually just straight up play, like, head to head, I guess, or whatever, computer, stuff like that. Never got into really making my own teams or anything. I need to do, like I said, more of the ancillary stuff features that they have, because that definitely adds and makes it a more full experience, I think. So
yeah, for sure.
For sure, for easy, and let's go ahead and get into the news. Oh yeah, all right. Man, I got some kind of weird. I got some weird news Man, this weekend with the 4th of July, you got all kind of stupid motherfuckers out there that do dumb shit. So, I believe this is a South Carolina man, actually. Lit a fucking, what's that, a mortar shell or some kind of firework off his head. Man, what kind of stupid fucker are you? Anyway, he ended up dying. Just stupid, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? I've heard of this. This happened, I believe, in Canada a few years ago. The 22-year-old kid, he lit a fucking mortar shell or something off of his head for some kind of holiday up there, and he did. So
He gone.
he did. Obviously, this guy was drunk, wearing an Uncle Sam star-spangled suit and a top hat. I believe his dumbass is, what's his fucking name? Alan Ray McGrew. Danced around in his front yard as he smoked a cigarette on July 4th. And a line of smoldering firework mortars lined the edge of the street behind him. Hours later, one of them exploded on top of his head, killing him. And so, yeah, it's sad, but I mean, come on, man. What the fuck? Where is the people around him telling him not to do this, or actually trying to stop him a little bit better? Did he just do it that quickly?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What an idiot.
Yeah, 41-year-old HVAC worker. His wife said that he placed a large firework on his head to, quote, show off after drinking for several hours. And I guess she didn't realize he had already lit it, so maybe it was something that just happened too fast. I don't know, man. How the hell do you get that idea in your head to do some shit like that? How drunk do you have to be?
People do such stupid shit these days. I guess this is just all of humanity through time. I don't want to say these days, but man, I mean, I don't understand how drunk or how stupid you have to be to think this is a good idea.
Yeah, very not good idea, folks. Don't be lighting any fireworks on your head, because it's not going to come out well.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not going to. I've done a lot of dumb shit drunk, but a lot of the things that people do that end up costing them life or limbs, I guess maybe I'm just never been that drunk. Maybe I'm not drinking enough.
I think if I got to the point of being that drunk, I'd have blacked out already or passed out, hopefully. And I don't know, man. That's just never occurred to me to light a fucking mortar shell off my fucking head.
This kind of goober is probably somebody that probably would have done it without drinking anyways, just to make his knucklehead friends laugh. So
yeah, that's really dumb.
I don't want to laugh. I mean, what did they do? How many oh shits do you think happened right after that? Oh shit, his head's gone.
Oh, what the hell did you do, Ray? Oh man, he did. You dumb motherfucker.
I told his ass.
Oh god, man, that is fucking terrible.
Somebody probably filmed it too.
You remember that show 1,000 Ways to Die?
I do. Yeah, sure do.
Had all these fucked up, embarrassing, like, our ways to die and shit on that show. That would have been one, I guess. I don't think they even do that show anymore. That was like a Spike TV deal, I think.
Spike TV was great. Yeah, I think it was a Spike TV deal. And I mean, there's so many ways. They probably ran out because people just kept getting worse and worse and worse on the dumb shit they do. I mean, that guy that used to go out there that got killed by the bears, the bear whisperer dude or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's that, wasn't video, but there was the audio. I mean, that shit's haunting. He's like, "Are eating me." Well, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you put fireworks on your head's going to explode. You go out there and you sleep around with bears. Sleep around with them. That sounded weird.
He probably tried to fuck one. That's probably why he got his ass killed.
Yeah, they didn't like that shit. So, yeah, I mean, he's shocked that they're eating him. I mean, Yeah, good show. If you guys ever got into Spike TV, man, the Pros versus Joes, that was a great show. Man,
I never saw that show, but I saw previews of it.
oh, it's fucking awesome, man. Watching dudes talk about how they could, you know, score a touchdown on a NFL linebacker and shit like that, or hit a foul, and they get up there and they can't do any of that shit. So
Yeah, they get that IAO.
yeah, they need to bring that kind of stuff back. I'm sure there's YouTubers out there that have done that stuff since, but man, what a yeah, dude, really God, Spike TV in its heyday was really good.
Yeah, yeah, it was. I can't remember. Somebody bought them. I don't know if it was I think Paramount bought them, or I might be wrong. But sheesh, when everybody kind of did the conversion over to streaming, and
Right.
there are a lot of channels that either got renamed or bought out. So yeah, man, it kind of sucks because like TV as we know, it's just not the same. Like I remember back in the day, man, it was kind of had this allure to it when you were a kid, especially HBO and Cinemax. Not supposed to watch those kind of things, or
Right.
the Squiggly channel. Remember that? Oh man, it would get clear for like 30 minutes. Oh man, it was like this is
Oh,
crazy shit. Yeah, you always be trying to see a tit in between all the lines and stuff. It's green turning into red. Oh man, then it's like going up and like fucking resets that back down. What a crazy fucking.
that was like a gift from the gods when that happened. I remember M. Wiggy calling me in one time, being like, "Pay-per-view's free." Ran in there and like, holy shit, it was showing us everything. We're like, oh my god, are you kidding me? And like, just for a while, man, we could watch it. And I don't think my parents were home. We were watching this filthy shit. So
This is awesome.
yeah. Oh, I remember it, man. Yeah, it was. And you could actually even watch the preview guide when it scrolled through to see what was coming on, which was such a fucking bitch because, if it had whatever 99 channels that you're seeing what's coming on and it's 5:57, it takes 5-6 fucking minutes for the whole thing to keep going through. And you finally see something that you want to watch, and then you're like already 3 minutes into the show, you flip to it as fast as you can. But it was still good though, man. Those days were magical. This whole instantaneous shit these days, watching whatever you want, man. I can appreciate it in some ways, but I don't know. I think actually living through the time where you had to pay your dues uh, was the best part, man. I miss those days.
It's kind of like having a game genie for your TV. Like, television back in the day used to be appointment TV. Like, the new whatever Seinfeld or Friends, you had to wait like a week to see the new one. Right after you get done watching. You're going in succession, so it's every Thursday, whatever day, and like you can't just go boom instant gratification like you can now.
Right.
Which, yeah, so the way it's done is all different, and it's like when something's so easy, man, it kind of sucks. Like, I don't know, it's there's no challenge to it. Like, I don't know, it's weird. So you just have everything there, and man, no more allure, I guess, or
Well, no more patience for anything, man. It takes a little bit out of life when you can have everything just about. I don't know. Nostalgia is one of our favorite topics on this channel, but like even going to the video game store to rent a game, now you could, if you really wanted to, you could just go stream it or download it, get a demo instantly. Emulators, things like that. We talked about digital downloads earlier. You wait a little bit, you can just download the motherfucker. I mean, you used to have to wait till the weekend, go to the store. You didn't have to wait till the weekend, but that's what we usually did. When my grandparents would go take us Friday night, turn it in Sunday. And if you rented a video game that just sucked ass, you were stuck with that for 3 days. So,
Yep.
yeah, so those days were they made you appreciate things, man. They really did.
Yeah, now if you just do a date at the house and get stream a movie, they got shit that's in the movies you can stream now too some of the time, instead of like getting your ass up and going to the movies, which used to be like a cool experience. Popcorn that costs way too much, and candy, and and you go see the movie at the stadium seating. You got your date there. It's all dark.
Right.
Yeah, it's something to be said for those times. That you can still do that now, but it's almost not the same. You know, I always go in the movies. You know, last couple of times I've been in the movies, nobody there. You know, it's like totally empty. Whereas back in the day, it wasn't like that. That was like the place to go. It was crowded, people everywhere, kids playing arcade games, like try to sneak it in the movies, like it's
Yeah. And
kind of
sold out movies.
yeah,
You'd be
sold out.
crammed in there.
Yeah, be people everywhere, man. It's like they're waiting to like come see this movie,
Yeah.
So
That was also a good job to have in high school. Like if you worked at the movie theater, that was like oh, motherfucker work at the movie theater. He got a good ass job. I don't know. It just was, at least in my time working at the movie theater. I guess they just opened the one on my side of town. That was like pretty well respected.
did you ever work at a movie theater?
I didn't. I applied and I did not get hired.
Oh,
I worked at a skating alley though for 2 years, skating rink.
nice. Seems like
Yeah.
you get a lot of girls there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a great job. Loved it. If I had to choose favorite jobs, working at the skating rink and doing the DJ stuff was awesome. It was fun. Had a great time. Worked with my homeboys a lot. Our managers back then were assholes. It's kind of funny that people that own a skating rink, the owners were pretty big dicks. They were really not that friendly. But our manager himself, the owners were terrible. The manager was okay. He was kind of nice. He had managed it forever. But the job itself was fun, man. Summer times were actually really cool because you wanted to work those, like you said, Friday night shifts and those Saturday night shifts because we worked 7 to 11, not making shit for money. But if they had lock-ins or high schools come up or people, you meet a lot of girls and stuff like that. Then you still had late night out, and it was also cool because at 16 and 17 you're working. So if your parents didn't really, my parents didn't fuck with my curfew or anything. I didn't really have a curfew, because after 11 we still had to clean the place, stuff like that. So if I got home at 1:30, they just thought I was at work. So you go out and be creeping.
Hell yeah, glory days.
Oh, I know, man. Take me back.
What else is going on? Looks like we got a Florida man here.
Oh,
Who sneezed his guts out at a public diner.
Jesus.
Damn. I heard this story a couple of weeks ago, I think, but just now kind of getting to it. This Jess Thompson's who wrote this article? I don't know, maybe Jess Thompson. Anyway, a very unfortunate Florida man was having breakfast in a diner, and he sneezed and caused his guts to pop out of his body. Well, he recently had abdominal surgery. He's 63. Found himself wet after sneezing and coughing with several loops of his large intestine flopping out of his gut at the dinner table. He had had an operation 15 days prior to the incident, as his wound staples only having been removed that morning, according to the American Journal of Medical Case Reports. Quote, during breakfast, the man sneezed forcefully, followed by coughing. He immediately noticed a wet sensation and pain in his lower abdomen. Looking down, he observed several loops of pink bowel protruding from his recent surgical site, end quote, the researchers wrote in the paper. He later related he was unsure of how to proceed, so he covered the exposed intestine with his shirt. He initially decided to drive himself to the hospital, but concerned that changing his position might injure his bowel, his wife requested they call a 911. That was pretty smart there. Anyway, the ambulance came, got him, and he actually made a full recovery. So, yeah, but oh man, that would suck.
That'd be terrible.
Jesus. Having damn guts hanging out at the house or something. Man.
Yeah, that's like ass.
I can imagine, dude. So, I'm trying to see, does this happen a lot? It's no, it's kind of a rare thing.
I was thinking, I was gonna say that doesn't seem like something that's just happening in diners across America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not something fun. I'm glad he didn't end up dying there. So, man, that's just fucked up, though, man. You imagine sneezing and seeing your guts be hanging out.
Oh God. Oh. Yeah, guts are
Jesus.
gross.
Jeez-a-lose.
Ugh.
Jeez. Our buddy David Rush
Oh.
is trying to conquer another world record. This one by Ben Hooper. Idaho man throws chopsticks. That's right, chopsticks and balloons for his 180th world record. There's video of this on the old YouTube if you want to check it out. David Rush. Previously held this. Is this the same guy? It looks like it. He threw chopsticks to burn 55 balloons in 1 minute. Yes, to break a Guinness World Record, his 180th concurrently held title. David Rush previously held the title for most balloons burst with chopsticks in 1 minute, where he managed to pop 24 with his hand-thrown projectiles. But it was later broken by someone who popped 28. He retook the record by busting 41, but then lost it again to another record breaker who managed to pop 47. The record-breaking master said he spent 2 months preparing for his latest attempt, throwing a total of 10,000 chopsticks onto cardboard boxes to fine-tune his speed and aim. Rush successfully captured the title once again by popping 55 balloons in a 60-second time period. This record marks up Rush's 180th concurrently held Guinness World Records title, putting him in a tie with the world's top record breaker Italian man Silvio Saba. Oh, there you go, folks. If you're wondering about any world records that David Rush is doing, that's his latest. That's a lot of chopsticks.
David Rush
Man.
always after it.
I wonder, is this all he does? He's got to have another job or something, I hope. Doing something.
Setting records around the country.
Setting some dumbass records around the company. Let's see, we got some video game news here. Switch, the Nintendo Switch, gets 7 more random NES games, including one programmed by Nintendo's former president. This one's by Ethan Geck. Let's see, what games? About 6 years after it launched, Nintendo Switch Online is still getting new NES classics added to its on-demand subscription service. Nintendo announced 7 more games are now available to play, which include the Mock Rider, Mystery of Atlantis. Is that Cobra Triangle? Is that the new shit? Solar Jet Man? Let's see. I don't know. I don't think that's that's right. So here's the full list. Urban Champion. I got Golf. You got Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Mock Rider, Mystery of Atlantis, Solar Jet Man, and Cobra Triangle. Bada bing. So yeah, there's some more games for y'all nerds out there. I might check it out too. Yeah, we love retro games here
Love
at
'em.
the podcast. So if you have that, if you have a Switch, you can definitely check that out. So yeah, new old stock, folks, there in the archives. Why not have a few games to play there at the house or wherever you're playing your games?
Last week we talked about opening an arcade. We need to just combine the arcade with a video game rental store. That the rental portion will not make money. That'll be a consistent loss. Nobody does that anymore. What else would be something that was exclusive to the 80s, the 90s? You talked about that earlier in a group chat, like the mall stuff.
Yeah, ma'am.
CDs over in the corner.
What a cool time that was. You had, the stores that you would always go to in the mall. You got your Sam Goodies, KB Toys, or arcades. Of course, the food court's a popular place because there was food there. And, this it was a social gathering spot, You'd get dropped off at the mall for hours. walk around. The shoe store is another one. Um, so definitely,
Yeah, it was a self-contained village, really. I mean, you had a mini city. You had a place to eat, restrooms, obviously, recreation, shopping, socializing, a little bit of everything. Some of them even had, like a comedy club in them. I went to a mall up in the Northeast that had a small comedy club. Some of them had like bowling or golf simulators, things like that. So, I mean, you could really do everything in there, and especially around Christmas time, the holidays. I'm not much of a holiday sentimental person, but man, it was fun going around there at that time. They did all the decor, meeting girls, stuff like that. So, man, the mall, what happened?
got pushed out by online shopping and just I think it's a cultural change for one. A lot more people stay in to play video games, that kind of thing. Console market kind of pushed out all of that, the arcades, and after a while, man, it's no longer profitable for people to own those type places.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah, I'll come down to the money, honey. So,
Well, it's funny too because you make a good point. It's not profitable, but it's kind of like bars are still, I guess, fairly successful. But man, really, if you ever look at how much you spend at a bar on drinks, and then you look at what you could have bought for your own home bar, you could have bought like 3 bottles of liquor, 4 cases of beer for what you spend on like 3 cocktails at most bars nowadays. You'd think people would just start setting up like their own little pop-ups at the house, charge their homies to come over.
I mean, how you gonna make steak push out?
Touche,
well,
touche.
yeah, there's that, but not everybody wants to do that. So then it is. But then it's fun to go out, and not
Yeah.
stay at the house as well.
You're
So
paying for the experience, the socializing.
definitely,
Yeah.
you're definitely doing that. There's no more news about the Switch 2. I don't even know since I got the Xbox. I don't think I'll be getting down on the Switch 2 unless it just has some kind of crazy shit that I have to have. But man, doubtful. I don't even know when they're gonna fucking drop that. So stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one more story here, and then we'll be done with the news. And we'll take a little briggity break. An Arizona museum tells the stories of ancient animals through their fossilized poop. Oh,
Oh.
ew. One way. I don't know who has written this article, but somebody did.
Ben Hooper.
No, I'm trying to find a name. This is an AP. Oh, fuck. Anyway, one way to help tell how Tyrannosaurus Rex digested food is to look at its poop. Bone fragments in a piece of fossilized excrement at a new museum in northern Arizona, aptly called the Pooseum, are among the tinier bits of evidence that indicate T-Rex wasn't much of a chewer, but rather swallowed whole chunks of prey. The sample is one of more than 7,000 on display at the museum that opened in May in Williams, a town known for its Wild West shows along Route 66, which that's cool, Route 66. Wildlife attractions and a railway to Grand Canyon National Park. The Museum sign features a bright green T-Rex cartoon character sitting on a toilet to grab attention from buzzing neon lights and muffled 1950s music emanating from other businesses. Inside, you have display cases filled with coprolites, fossil feces from animals that lived millions of years ago line the walls. They range from minuscule termite droppings to a massive specimen that weighs 20 pounds. Ooh. Museum president and curator George Franson bought his first chunk of fossilized shit from a shop in Moab, Utah when he was 18. He already loved dinosaurs and fossils, but never heard of fossilized shit. From there, his fascination grew. Quote, it was funny, it was gross, but I learned very quickly it could tell us so much about our prehistoric past and how important they are to the fossil record, end quote. Coprolites aren't tremendously common, but they can make up the majority of fossils found in some sites, and people have learned more and more about them over the past few decades, said Anthony Ferrilio, executive director at the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science. It can be hard to identify them, and in some cases, specimens that appear to be coprolites with their pinched ends and striations were examined further and ultimately reclassified as something else. There's a number of sedimentary sedimentary processes that can produce an extrusion of soft mud to a different layer, he said. So think about your toothpaste, for example. When you squeeze it, there can be some striations on that toothpaste. End quote. Fossil enthusiast Brandy Reynolds recently visited the museum with her husband, and after finding it was a short detour from a road trip they had planned. Quote, I mostly find sharp teeth and things like that, she said. I haven't really found a whole lot of coprolite, but who doesn't love coprolite? I hope I'm saying that right. Coprolite? Yeah.
Coprolite?
Coprolite.
Blah.
A highlight of Francis' collection is the specimen that holds a Guinness World Record for being the largest coprolite left by a carnivorous animal, measuring more than 2 feet and over 6 inches wide. Francis said it's believed to be from a T-Rex, given where it's found on a private ranch in South Dakota in 2019. Francis also holds the record for largest certified coprolite collection of 1,277 pieces, earned in 2015, when it was verified at the South Florida Museum in Bradenton, Florida. His collection now stands at about 8,000 specimens. He doesn't have the room to display it all in the Museum of Williams and features some of it online. Wow. That's they have some pictures here. Looks just like rocks or something. No need to worry about any smell or germs, Francis said. These evaporated millions of years ago when the feces were covered with sediment and replaced by minerals, making them rock hard. Location, shape, size, and materials like bones or plants can determine something is coprolite, but not necessarily which creature deposited it, Leo said. So, yeah, there's a shit museum you can go see along Route 66. And yeah, Route 66. I always thought that would be a cool fucking thing to like ride that out. I know it got decommissioned in like 1985 or something.
Yeah, I actually have thought about that one. I watched a YouTube video. I can't remember who it was, but a guy and his dad did the Route 66 ride. And man, I think that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, we should actually do like an RV trip one day. Go there and take probably need more than probably like 2 weeks to actually do that shit. Or either go one way and then fly home or something. Drop the rental off. I don't want to go back and shit. Or fly out somewhere, visit a day or two, then drop back. But that being said, do you think fossilized shit collecting gets you a lot of dates?
I don't think so.
I wonder if he's ever.
Not think so.
I wonder if he eases into that. And he could be a long married man, but I'm just assuming, just for the hilarity of it all, he's a guy that collects shit, and he's an older guy, and he has like a nice set of gray hair, and he goes to these wine bars, and he's trying to meet women, and like they're interested in him, and then they ask, what does he do? And then he drops the bomb. I collect fossilized shit. They're like, excuse me, I gotta use the restroom, and then they leave.
There's a picture of him on the side. He looks like a regular guy. He ain't bad looking or anything, but I mean,
you gay or some shit?
No, I'm not gay. I'm just saying he's it doesn't look like a fucking weirdo or anything. So I think it's all in the way you describe it. Like if you say like, oh, I run a museum of shit. I mean, no, you gotta say something like, oh, I run a museum. Kind of like don't say what it is yet.
Yeah. Well, if you say fossilized, dinosaur fossils, which it technically is, it's just a specialty version, which I actually do think it's pretty cool. I mean, when you think about it, all that's out there, you can learn a lot from it, the size and whatever. You can learn about their assholes. But that being said, I agree with you. I think it's the way you approach it. I do think it's cool. I like the old Route 66 novelty museums, and this is one of them. We'll have to stop. That'll be a road trip one day. That'd be fun. I agree with you, man. I'm glad you said that. That needs to be a trip in the next couple of years.
What is it? That's like from Arizona to Chicago, right? I think that's right. Is that right?
I think so. I mean, obviously, I'd probably want to do where we're coming from. I probably wouldn't drive up to Chicago to go right back down. It's pretty close and parallel of the I-40, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's what when it got decommissioned. That's what everybody went to, right?
Yeah, I think so. Which I know I-40 itself runs through like Amarillo, Oklahoma City, Flagstaff, Arizona. Let me try to think what else. We need the truck driver. He would tell us every place. I know some parts of Arkansas. But I know going on the I-40, like if you're going towards Amarillo, they still have some of those novelty places. You'll see things like, the Big Texan Steakhouse probably was once a Route 66 stop. I love that steakhouse, but it's kind of a novelty steakhouse too. Eat the big 72 ouncer, and then they have like a little museum in there and like a live rattlesnake in an aquarium and shit. So,
Man, you think you could do one of those? What is it, like 72 ounces in like 15 minutes or something?
You know what? No, it's I think it's an hour.
Shit.
Yeah, I think you get an hour, but it's 72-ounce steak. I think you have to have like a shrimp cocktail, a salad, a roll.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more. Even if it's just the steak itself, hell no. After I regularly put back 16 ounces, and I've put back 20 here and there if I've ever had that big. It's been a while, like almost a 2-pounder. I think I could do a 2-pound, and I would probably be pretty full. But 72, God bless it, man. Hell no.
That's a big old hunk of meat.
Yeah, it is. Well, oh God. We'll try it on our Route 66 trip.
There you go. That is something like that is like a I guess bucket list. I hate saying that because everybody says that, but
I mean it is what it is.
It's a on your list before you die, whatever. On the bucket list. So
I think it'd be cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool though. That would be definitely a cool trip.
Yeah, we'll do it one day.
Yeah, that was the news, folks. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. And then on the other side, we'll be talking plenty of shit. Also, we got a vintage gaming review for you. We shall be back. See you in a couple minutes. after a little break. Jay Wiggy, what are you drinking on tonight? You've had dinner? Did the old battle axe fix you up something, or did you have to cook tonight?
I cooked tonight. I had dinner. I had chicken tonight and a salad, just spinach. I've been trying to eat a lot cleaner, cut my carbs down a little bit, trying to trim down about 10 pounds to get a little bit leaner. Just going for a different look right now. But yeah, I mean, diet's still the same, just really not eating as many carbs as I once was. Chicken tonight, barbecue chicken. I grilled it, put a little barbecue sauce on it, and a little spinach salad, spinach, goat cheese, lemon juice, and a little olive oil. So,
Oh, what'd you say you grilled? What, chicken?
yeah, had chicken. I actually grilled it a few days ago, but I chopped it up, reheated it in the air fryer, then put a little barbecue sauce on it. And earlier today, I had some New York strip and a little bit of potatoes. So, yeah, just trying to cut the carbs down just a bit. So, no drinking tonight. I actually drank a little bit this weekend. I was actually enjoying, I think this was a gift from you, some of the Wild Turkey American honey.
Oh, man, I tried to drink that. I almost fucking died of a diabetic coma. I don't see how I drink that shit. It's like pure sugar. I was like,
Yeah, if you chill it, you gotta chill it. Chill it, it's good. One way to actually drink it and to cut it really well is it actually goes really good with like a Sprite Zero or a Sprite.
Oh, you know what? I could see that. Kind of like maybe a ginger ale-ish.
Yes, it's extremely, extremely good. What are you drinking on tonight, Grant?
Not drinking on anything. Water, and that's about it.
Yeah, well,
I had some whiskey that I purchased earlier. When I got that for your wife, actually got me something. I already drank that shit. So
cool. Anything
what?
new? Anything new or what kind of whiskey?
That picture of the? I sent you guys the picture of it. I can't remember the name of it. Is
Oh, that's right.
a rye whiskey. But and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I just bought it because the bottle looked cool. So
Yeah,
I know that's some bitch shit, but I was like,
I think it's cool.
I didn't know what to get, you know. So I was like, I don't know. I was just looking around in the whiskey section.
I disagree. I mean, I like a cool bottle. I feel like, and maybe this is just bullshit talking. I feel like if you put effort into your bottle and your label, you're probably going to put decent effort into your whiskey. That could be some completely made up logic that I just came up with, but I have bought whiskey on a whim just based on the bottle or a name, and some have been hit, some have been missed. But I do like a rye whiskey, and it never really occurs to me to buy it as much as I do. I usually just go get a straight bourbon. But Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye is an extremely good rye whiskey.
So this was called Minor Case.
Minor Case.
Yeah. Rye whiskey sherry cask finished. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. You know, I mean, unless the whiskey's like really shitty, I can't really tell a difference. So, you know, I don't buy anything from the bottom shelf anyway. I just figure that's a waste of time. I'm not fucking 18 anymore, so you know, kind of treat yourself sometime.
I agree with that. I'm also, I spoke with a buddy about this before who has a much better palate than I do. My palate's limited, and we may have even mentioned this on the show. I can taste a really cheap, kind of not bad, but just lower end whiskey usually, and I can taste like something that may be a little bit better. But that's like my distinction. Is it hot? Is it burning? Is it cheap? I don't know. I really can't sit there and taste notes of leather and vanilla and allspice and cherry cola and things like that. Now, I will say I do like Wild Turkey 101 a lot. And if I sip that, and maybe it's just because I've become used to it, I feel like I can taste notes in it a little better. But I don't think that's because I'm doing anything special. I think it's just because it's my go-to, and I've kind of learned how to figure out, I don't know, the way I like to drink it or the taste of it. So, but you know, I don't know, Grant Mills. I'm not drinking any tonight. I know that.
You don't usually drink that much during the week, do you? Kind of save it for the weekends if you decide to.
I do. There was a time I did, and man, I don't. The problem is, just one drink's not going to really do much for me. I want two, and then you know how two becomes four. Then you want to get this, shit like that. So I try to save it. I need to though. I need to enjoy a cocktail here and there a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of hear you though, man. I'll start drinking until like I get tired of it, man. I'll just quit for a while because I don't know. I'm never the type of person that can like get addicted to something like that. Really, like some people, man, they're crazy and I can't stop drinking. I never really understood that. I'm like, man, I'm like kind of. Sometimes I get to the point where I need to take a break for a few months or something.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not very good at. I guess that's a good thing. I'm not very. I don't have much of an addictive personality. I can be a creature of habit, but not an addiction where I can't break something. I do, man. Though I do think it wouldn't be bad to have like some cocktails here and there, but it just to me it doesn't seem like fun to just maybe after you cut grass having a beer or something. I love that. I feel like it's one of those things we talked about earlier. To me, just going down and having a drink it's that instant gratification, and I'm kind of try to delay that a little bit more in my life. I want to earn my drinks. Like, man, it's the weekend. I busted my ass all week. Today is my day to sit down and drink and watch football. I feel like I enjoy it more than if I just, had a cocktail every day just for the fuck of it. I don't know if I would enjoy it as much.
Yeah. Like I've had buddies, man, they'll fucking come home and a 6-pack or more, dude, like a half a case every night. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck y'all do that.
Yeah.
There ain't no damn way, man. Like I'd be fucked the next day for sure. And like I hate the next day, like thirsties and like headache, but, hangover. I guess you would say some are better than others, but just that feeling that you get when you drink too much, man. It's just I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, not worth it.
I can't do it, man.
No, I'd rather chill. So, but speaking of though, Wild Turkey 101. I was trying to do a segue with 101 back to Route 66, and I could not figure out how to fucking do it. I busted it, but I did look it up during our break. Route 66, where it leads to, where it goes through, because this would be a fun trip. Looked on Wikipedia. Route 66 is actually in several states, beginning in Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, where it ultimately ends at the Santa Monica.
Oh, right, yeah, Santa Monica. Okay.
Yeah, it starts in Chicago, and it looks like most of it, 85%, is still drivable. There's a large length that is not. Mostly, it looks like Illinois and through Missouri. But man, I mean, from where we're coming from, if you're going northwest to hit it, you would hit it in Oklahoma. So that would be a cool route, going through Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. I've been through some of there, but man, I haven't actually taken the old Route 66. So it looks like it kind of bumps between the old I-40 and a couple of other local roads, things like that. But much of it is still available. So if you're interested in going on the old Route 66, tell us how it is, because that could be a future trip. Man, that would be fun to have the RV on. Yeah, get the boys in the rental RV. And Big Mustard in that.
That would be cool. It'd be something different we hadn't done.
Yeah, I'd be down with that, man. That'd be cool.
That would be definitely be cool. So
yeah, we'll have to do it. We need to do it. Go through these places. Like there's so many unique small towns. Like this one goes through Oatman, Arizona, and they have like donkeys that wander the streets, wild burros. It's a Wild West attraction. The population 102. Route 66 runs through there. It's right by California and Nevada. Very, very, very far western Arizona. This is your history lesson for the day, but pretty cool little place, man. You don't see places like this or hear about them until you go on weird little trips like that. That'd be fun as hell. And just stop in the Oatman Hotel and hang out. It'd be pretty neat.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, I'm going to hit up Big Mustard and ask if he's in.
Y'all thought I wasn't going. I like how he tried to keep it on the low. Like he knew, like we thought his ass. He knew we were talking shit about him. Y'all thought I wasn't going around this motherfucker. Damn, oh, hell yeah.
Well, he busted us.
Yeah, I guess they're used to Whis always like fucking, well, maybe.
Hey, I like that spoken imitation of me, dumbass.
Man, yeah, Whis and people like Duck. Man, I just can't make it.
Mm-hmm. All right, like it was. Oh, well, I mean, maybe, but
I mean, stuff comes up, y'all. Stop. Don't trip. Don't trip.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Shut up. Shut up.
all right, we got a vintage gaming review to get to, so
Sweet.
let's get into it. Alrighty, folks. So listen, I think I've already reviewed Metal Gear Solid 1. Downloaded the trilogy this weekend from the Nintendo Switch. And so we're gonna review Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. I don't think I've reviewed this one, but if I have, well, fuck it. But I gave it another play this weekend, and so Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty is a 2001 action-adventure stealth game developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Japan and published by Konami for the PlayStation 2. Originally released November 13, 2001, and is the fourth Metal Gear game produced by Hideo Kojima. The seventh overall game in the series, and is a sequel to Metal Gear Solid, released in 1998. An expanded edition titled Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance was released the following year for Xbox and Windows, in addition to PlayStation 2. A remastered version of the game, Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty HD Edition, was later included in the Metal Gear Solid HD collection for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PlayStation Vita. The HD edition of the game was included in the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series XS, which was released on October 24th, 2023. The story revolves around the Big Shell, a massive offshore cleanup facility seized by a group of terrorists who call themselves the Sons of Liberty. They demand an enormous ransom in exchange for the life of the President of the United States and threaten to destroy the facility and create a cataclysmic environmental disaster if their demands are not met. The motives and identities of many of the antagonists and allies change throughout the game as the protagonists discover a world-shaking conspiracy constructed by a powerful organization known as the Patriots. Metal Gear Solid received acclaim for its gameplay, graphics, and attention to detail. However, critics were initially divided on the protagonist and the philosophical nature and execution of the game's storyline, which explores many themes, though namely memetics, social engineering, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the internal struggle of freedom of thought. The game was a commercial success, selling 7 million copies by 2004, and has been considered to be one of the greatest video games of all time, as well as the leading example of artistic expression in video games. The game is often considered ahead of its time for dealing with themes and concepts such as post-truth politics, fake news, alternative facts, synthetic media, and echo chambers that became culturally relevant in the mid to late 2010s. Anybody who's played Metal Gear Solid, any of the Metal Gear or the PlayStations have kind of know the gameplay. First-person gaming mode they do have, but then you see your character, I guess that's third person. All kind of moves, being stealth is a big thing with this game. Bumping up to walls and things like that, corner move presses. So it's more about being stealth and getting your missions kind of accomplished in these games. And we all know how good that first one was. We talked about it actually on the last podcast. So yeah, the next one, it's It's true to form, and it's pretty much the same thing. So, and just a fun game to play. You kind of have to get into it. Like with these kind of games, I kind of got to get my mind into it. Like I gotta you know, get primed to play something like this because I know I'm gonna like be into it for hours once that happens. So my mind ain't right, man. It's not that the game isn't fun. It's just like I can't like focus in on it. So, but yeah, these games like MGS, the old MGS series, Splinter Cell, was another one. You know, even the old ninja game Tenchu is kind of not. It's not as in depth as an MGS, but it's still you got the whole stealth, um, you know, part of the game that is definitely cool. Um,
Yeah, these were the early predecessors to modern, uh, to modern like war games and uh, even like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like you really can't have a lot of these new modern games, how great they are, and then people go back and say, "Oh man, this time I don't see how people played this." Dude, a lot of this shit was like groundbreaking ways to move within a video game, like the 3D and the peeking around corners. Um, I mean, you were coming off of was PlayStation. Let's see. I think PlayStation 1, this is PlayStation 2, but that controller, let's think about the systems before then. When you had the original Nintendo, man, what'd you have? Two buttons on there? I mean, a
right.
D-pad, a start select, and two buttons. Well, then you had, say, Super Nintendo, right? Well, then you had the bumpers at the top and then four buttons. Then when you start getting into PlayStation, you start getting into the rear one, rear two, or the right one, right two, whatever it is, the bumpers and that, and then you start getting in that. So your characters can move more, but they kind of have to design around all that. So uh, at its time, how good Metal Gear Solid was, I don't think can be understated because it seemed way ahead of its time. If that makes sense, does that make sense? What I'm trying to say? I mean, you really can't
Oh
have
yeah, definitely.
how characters move now. You kind of had to start somewhere, and Metal Gear, that series was really the one, to me at least. I'm sure there's some nerdos that'll say, "Oh, there's something else that did better than that." Oh, whatever, but whatever. Metal Gear was hugely instrumental in like having your characters really, stealth. Uh, Play a stealthier game than just like Contra in those 2D games where you're just running and you're blasting 50 fucking light orbs at everybody and jumping and avoiding everything. Um,
Yeah,
it
it's like
kind of,
in a video game movie.
yeah,
They
that's a
have
good.
those little parts in between with like cinematic movie
Yeah,
things.
like the cut screens and things like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you got to give it its proper homage for being a pioneer in a lot of the ways we play video games nowadays, if that makes sense.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a fucking. It's a great game. So, the second one is as good as the first one. I haven't played the third one yet, but I'll be getting a review on that pretty soon. So, I think I can give it a. You might could even give it 4 to 4.5. I think 4.5. It's a pretty awesome game, man. I mean, when you're sitting there like playing through the whole night and it's fun, man. It's like you can't stop playing it, dude. It's kind of one of the few games that fall under that category for me. So, hell yeah, definitely a fucking great fucking cool fucking thing they came out with the trilogy. So you can anybody that's played it before, or even if you haven't played it, I think you should definitely get that and just go back and play all three of them in succession.
Yeah,
You know?
that's quite a review. 4.5 farts.
Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, that's really up there.
Yay, yay!
Let it go.
Yo, girl. Another thing I was watching this weekend. Oh, I just farted. I don't know if y'all heard that.
I heard it.
Hell yeah. Woo. Damn. What's with that Milo's I had earlier? Oh,
Shit.
whoa. Combat Zone Wrestling. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, CZW back in the day. Are they still around, or are you watching the early stuff or the
They're
old?
still around. You know, I forgot the fucking guy's name, but he sold it to this DJ Hyde. DJ,
Huh.
I forgot the fucking guy's name, but he'll pop in every like show sometimes and like be the, you know, everybody still likes him because he was the original owner and everything, and so yeah, I was watching a documentary about it and the whole deathmatch wrestling. I know a lot of wrestling purists kind of think they don't like, they don't like the death matches. They think it's stupid. I think it's kind of interesting. I'm not really all into it, but I definitely think it's an interesting, niche within the wrestling genre itself. And it was okay. John Zandig was the original founder, and he sold it to a DJ guy, DJ Hyde, I guess. I think that's his name.
Huh.
Yeah, DJ Hyde. And so now they're on Tournament of Death 21, and that's going to be September the 21st. I guess they're still doing it at it's in Delaware, and they're doing these things at the guy's parents. He's got a like, huge farm out there that they would do them at. I guess it's the same. They're doing the same thing, but man, that's rough. Those guys got all bloody, fucking slamming them on tacks, busting light bulbs over their head, and definitely does not look fun.
Yeah, I remember this back in the day. I don't even know if they were like selling it as a pay-per-view or not pay-per-view, like the as seen on TV. You know, the infomercial, you'd see it on like 2 in the morning, like Combat Zone Wrestling. Selling the DVDs and things like that. I'm with you. I actually like the death matches. I respect them, but I think there's a way to do them, and I think guys. Of course, the first two names, Terry Funk and Mick Foley, come to mind. There's others that, especially in Japan, that did it really well. They actually combined the wrestling with uh, the hardcore stuff, the light tubes and the tables and the barbed wire. These young guys that are just one of those, well, I'll do anything to be on TV or to be a wrestler, that just strictly throw themselves through. That's it. I mean, I think that I don't know. That doesn't really do it for me as much. But I still get into it a little bit. ECW though, back in the day, man, that was really, really good.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was that Paul Heyman, right?
Yeah, God, man, right when he knew, yeah, he knew how to sell a show. He was awesome about that. And I remember going to an ECW pay-per-view. I think it was in like January or December here, and I got a good seat because I went by myself. I wanted to see it so bad, and oh, dude, watching. I think I went to a match, and it was Sabu and Rob Van Dam in person. Watching those two just go at it, insane, man. It was really, really cool.
Sabu. Hmm. Sounds
Sabu.
familiar. I think I've seen him on a documentary about ECW. There's a few of them out there.
Yeah, he was. I think they had him like advertised him as the uh, nephew of the original Sheik, which he wasn't. He was like a dude from Michigan, but he was the one. He had the scars on his body. He did all the backflips and shit. Wore those kind of Indian uh, baggy pants and stuff. Uh, Pretty stacked dude, man. And obviously Rob Van Dam is Rob Van Dam. Extremely good and aerial specialist, good technical wrestler too. They were just mind-blowingly good, man, for watching a wrestling match. So, God, man, another thing that's used to be so much better wrestling.
Oh, definitely, man. I don't think I've seen any new wrestling anything.
Yep, I haven't either. Do you like wrestling video games? We've talked about some, but have you got into one like WWF, like 2K23 or anything like that?
Not any of the new ones, and the old ones are cool, but not any of the new shit. I haven't
Yeah,
played any.
you need to do a vintage review on the original NES Pro Wrestling.
I think I did.
I think you may have. I think we talked about it at one time. Did we not talk about all the original NES, like tennis, baseball, golf? Um, Oh, those golf was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think they got that on the Switch Online. Yeah, they just added that one. So that was in the list of 7 games that they added recently. But yeah, man, all the death matches. What's the other one? GCW, uh, Pro Wrestling Gorilla, Ring of Honor. Is that one?
Ring
Chicago.
of Honor, yeah.
So man, well, I think GCW had Nick Gage, that crazy bastard, and so yeah, it seemed like probably that documentary, man. It's hard to make money doing that kind of thing, but they're still Combat Zone Wrestling's still around, so they're still doing their thing. Um, owners DJ Hyde, Dave Marquez, and Steve Carell, not the Office Steve Carell.
I was gonna
That's
ask,
Corbett.
yeah.
This is Carell with
Gabriel.
Karel. But yeah, if you go to their site, they're still up. Looks like they're having an event coming up soon, July 20th at where is this? Philadelphia somewhere. Looks like it's a free event. So,
Well,
interesting. And I talked about Tournament of Death 21, which is September 21st. And those tickets are $30 to $100 plus your fees. So I ain't heard of none of these dudes, but I guess I wouldn't since I'm not really deathmatch wrestling. Oh, that's kind of an underground kind of thing. So
yeah, it kind of is, man. We should go to Japan as well. Go see some of their pro wrestling.
well, it seems like that'd be kind of cool. I know that's a big thing over there. So
Yeah,
back in the day, especially.
I can imagine. We should go. All these trips that we gotta sit down and tell Big Mustard about. What if we were getting on the big plane overseas and we're like, oh man, it's just me and you, man. I'm surprised nobody came. And then at the last second, he got on the flight. You didn't think I was coming? I knew it. I'm coming to Japan, goddamn.
That seems like a cool country, though. You've been there. It seems like it's full of shit to do and just a fast-paced kind of place.
Yeah, I would totally go back. I wish I had more time to actually explore independently um, uh, back then, but uh, I would 100% go back. I think it's really cool. It's very, very overwhelming just how massive Tokyo is. I mean, 40 million people in that city alone. I mean, that's fucking enormous. What does the state of Alabama have in it? Like 4 million people? I mean, 10 times the state population in one city.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. So, yeah, but I mean, other than that, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I think the respect and just the culture is absolutely wonderful, beautiful. Um, which is funny, man. There's such a country that's found on such respect, and they have some of the weirdest shit, like the panty vending machines and things like that. Um, I don't know. Maybe
Sounds like my kind of country, yeah.
Ooh, like used panties or like
yeah,
oh, yeesh.
yeah,
Those are man. I don't know about that.
yeah.
That's kind of weird.
They've got yeah, they've got it. But I mean, they're a very peaceful people.
I don't know. I might like to get some of them Japanese women. They're all meek and very trad.
Yeah,
So
we should go over there and check it out.
better than them
someday.
crazy bitches in the western part of the world, man. I don't know. Some of them ain't so cool, but
Yeah, lots of them ain't so cool. What? That's actually a good question. If you go to any country, think about a homies trip or even just an independent trip. Whatever. What country would you want to go to?
man, I don't know. Japan might be one that's on the list, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know Iceland, Australia.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Iceland would be up there for me. I've always wanted to go there. Um, Australia, I've always wanted to go there as well. Yeah, those would be my top two. Japan would be somewhere I'd go back. Somewhere in Europe. I've always wanted to go to Europe, man, but I don't have like such a. I don't have like a huge. I have to go to Europe thing. I know some people feel like, oh, you got to go to Europe and visit and stuff. That's cool, man. Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Well, Italy might be pretty cool.
I think Italy would be pretty cool. I'm with you on that.
Maybe Greece. Pretty, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like land and whatnot.
Yeah, be super cool. Yeah, I need a. I need to start planning more broad trips. I think you'd be a person that would actually go on trips like that. I know there's some people in our group that probably wouldn't go on a lot of trips, but whatever. Come on.
Yeah, I always gotta stop cheating on the team.
It's nothing I want to, y'all. It's just something.
I mean, sometimes I just got shit to do, y'all. I mean, I just don't understand about shit and something.
Okay. Man, so douche. New week upon us. Monday's in the books. How was your Monday? Were you busy?
Today was a busy one. I'm returning from work after the 4th. I think I started working. I don't really have a set schedule. I think I started today about 8:45. I slept in a little bit, but I didn't really take a lunch. So I think I worked till like 8:45 straight to like 5:30 ish. Took a little bit of a breather for lunch, but man, I was on the computer all fucking day, on the phone, typing, grinding. Busy after the holidays. I kind of expected that, so I've been beat. I'm ready for NCAA to come out. I need to take a day off, even though I just had 4 days off for the holiday. I had a vacation last month, man. I need an actual day to just that doesn't involve doing shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like sitting at home, sitting around with some NC double. How about your post 4th back to work Monday, Grant Mills? Was it busy today for you?
No, not really. Just went out to Anniston, Oxford, Jacksonville area.
No.
Not too much happening.
Jacksonville's kind of nice.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed my car.
No, don't do that.
Hey, God, if I do, I hope I die on impact. But I've been keeping a 5-hour energy with me. I didn't have one then, but I need to start doing that again. I try to keep like a cappuccino shot or something like that in there. So, that shit will happen. We've been driving around for hours, and then like it's hot and the sun is in your eyes. Whew, that can be rough sometimes.
Yeah, man, I've done it before. The drives will that highway hypnosis, man, it'll get you. It's a real thing.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Well, we are coming up on a new week, folks. New weekend as well, even though it's a few days off. But you got your meal prep in there, Jay Wiggy, or
You know what? I started last week and I have not finished up. And you can probably guess my whole meal prep is typically chicken and steak, and that's really about
what do
it.
you season your chicken with?
Man, salt, pepper. Sometimes I have a little. I cannot remember the brand. It's like the kickin' chicken, something similar to that. It has like a little paprika, little kick to it. I did go out to Bellini's this weekend though for my wife's birthday, so she had her dad take her out. Have you been to Bellini's Italian restaurant?
Where is that?
It's on 280, down by 280 and 119.
Oh, okay. No,
Dude,
have you been to John Marco's?
I ages ago. I haven't been in a while though. Is that your regular spot?
Yeah, right. No, I dated a girl a while back, and like she was what'd she do? She was a director at one of these wine places, and like we went there on a wine tasting. So, but man, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I know it's pretty good down there. I like some Italian food every once in a while, man. I really do.
There's another place downtown, La Fresca. I'm wanting to go to. I need to hit that up. I heard it's pretty good.
I had a buddy tell me that was pretty good. He's been there. I need to get down. We need a sometime in the fall, like a homies dinner night or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We need to also holler at Jarvis and see if he's going to make it up this football season for anything. I don't think we're going to get that, but you never know.
Probably not, man. He's doing his thing down there. So I don't know.
Come on.
Hello. Oh man, so good week, man. Hopefully you guys out there will have a good week and a good weekend. Be back here on next Monday. You have any final thoughts or quotations for get out of here and wind it down tonight, Jay Wiggy?
Yeah, you know what? Benjamin Franklin once said, in wine there is wisdom, in beer there is freedom, in water there is bacteria. So, you know what? That should be more encouragement for both of us to drink maybe a little more beer and a little less water, right?
Oh, I like it. Whis.
I mean,
Man, just get the fuck out of here.
Well spoken as always, Whis.
little baby. How we go?
Okay. What's different? Same shit every time. Everybody, click on the subscribe, follow buttons. Check out the old episodes. I have a quotation. I think this is Stephen Wright. I'd kill for a Nobel Prize. I hope all you guys have a great weekend. Like I said, be back here next Monday, 9:30 in the dirty. We'll be here for more game reviews, talking shit, and other good stuff. We shall see you then. And we love you guys. Holler.